Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Technically T here, and today we're going to get into the LG V20 full review. Now, if my voice sounds a little funny, please excuse me. I am a little bit under the weather. This cold weather kind of jumped on me and kind of came very, very fast out of nowhere down here in Atlanta. So if I sound a little funny, please excuse me. We're going to go ahead and try to get through this video. I didn't want to prolong this video out more than I had to, and I kind of wanted to get it out before the holidays. So let's jump into the full review of the V20. So just to start off, I have been using the V20 as my main device for almost 2 weeks now. I do know, I want to say Tuesday of next week will actually be 14 days. So I have been using it a little bit on and off as my main device, but mostly on. It just depends if I'm going out somewhere, and it depends on which device is charged up. I'll pop my SIM in and use that device for that day. But mainly I have been using it as my main device. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. First off, we're going to start off with the build quality. Now, as you know, the V20 is rocking a 5.7 inch 1440p screen, which is absolutely beautiful. It's not your punchy colors. It's not your same colors as your S7 Edge and your AMOLED screens. But to me, there's no screen as nice as the Galaxy series. Now, they have that on point. If they don't have anything else on point, the guys do have their display games on point. Now, I would say that this display is a little more true. So it's not as many saturated, and you know, your blacks aren't as black as they are with AMOLED screens, but it is a nice, clear display, and I have no problem with the quality and me viewing media on this device. It's actually beautiful. Never had an issue with it. I wish it got a little bit brighter. To me, my iPhone and the S7 Edge maybe gets a little bit brighter, but I mean, I've used it out in the sun and it's been plenty of bright enough for me to see what I was doing. So your screen is absolutely nice. It's more on a cool display. I would show you guys on camera, but I'm actually using the iPhone 7 Plus to record this. But coming from my 7 Plus and jumping to this phone, it makes my 7 Plus screen look too warm. Like, I don't understand why Apple had to go with such a warm display on the iPhone 7, but it is so warm. It's crazy how warm it is, and I kind of get it. It's a weird feeling when I move from this device and go back to my iPhone, because the colors are so different when it comes to both of these devices. This is a very, very cool display, so you're going to get kind of a blue tone with this display, where your iPhone will give you a tint of yellow, which is so annoying. When using this and going back to the iPhone, I prefer this screen all day. And I hope Apple on the next iteration will not go so warm, but this isn't about the Apple. This is about the V20. The V20 has an excellent display, very cool. I like cooler screens over warm screens. So very nice display. Like I said, 1440, YouTube videos look great. Screen quality is great. Next, let's talk about the secondary display here. Now, when I first started the video, I said I really wasn't using the secondary display. I felt like I was forcing myself to actually use it, but the more I used it, the more it became a ritual of every day. If I was jump between apps, I can hit there. My main function that I like about the secondary screen is when you're browsing around in the app and somebody gives you a call, you can actually answer that call directly from the secondary screen without you interfering with the app. I think that is very nice, because how many of you guys hate when you're in the middle of something and somebody calls you and it takes over your whole screen? So I think that is a very, very nice function, that we can answer it just by swiping up on the secondary screen. I think that's pretty dope. And also, when I'm jumping back and forth to apps, it works as well. When I want to call one of my favorites, besides going to, you know, phone favorites, then clicking the name, I can just scroll over here, boom, and hit it and call it. And sometimes it's already on my favorite screen. I don't have to really scroll, but I kind of like keeping mine defaulted to my name up here. So the secondary display is very nice. I was on Google Plus this morning actually, and they've been rumoring, saying that the V30 isn't going to have the secondary display. And I don't know if that's a good move from LG. I think they started something with this secondary display. I really think they should stick with it, because I feel like it's more beneficial than the Edge version on my S7 Edge, or when I had the Note Edge, or anything that I feel like this is better. I never really felt the need to use that Edge, but I feel like the secondary display on the V20 is very beneficial. Now, I really hope that's just a false rumor and they don't get rid of it. One annoyance that I do find with the secondary screen, and I know I said this on my first impressions video, is when it's actually off and you're in a pitch black room, you will actually see a bleed. You actually see light bleed for about this section up of the home screen, no, of the lock screen. Now, is that a big issue? Not at all. I probably saw it one time when I was using it and haven't paid attention to it since then. So to me, I don't feel like it's that much of a big deal. But I just want to let you guys know, for all the anal guys out there that going to nitpick and find whatever's wrong with the device, just be aware that this secondary screen will have a little bleed effect when it's in a pitch black dark room and you have your phone sitting in this state right here with the always on display on. So just give that a heads up. Something to keep in mind. Next, let's jump into the sound quality. Now, when I first got the LG V20, I thought it was dual speakers because I saw this up here and I figured it may have been a dual speaker setup, kind of like the iPhone. But I came to find out that it's just a single speaker, but this thing sounds amazing to be a single speaker device. I mean, I never really want to turn the music on during the video because you never can get the full gist of how it actually sounds, but take my word for it, this device sounds great, great, great. When you're playing through media, it actually sounds like forward, front-facing speakers. Now, comparing it between the iPhone and this, I really don't know which one's louder. I mean, for this single speaker, it does a great job. This is really an audio powerhouse. When it comes to, if you're an audiophile, this thing is pretty good. I have no issues with the speaker coming out, and the microphone quality is so great when recording videos from this V20. I've shot a few videos with the V20 now to where I would have to use my iPhone 7 Plus right now and plug up my mic to talk on it. The V20, I don't have to do that. I recorded a vlog in my car that I will post probably, I don't know, the dates are kind of messed up because I want to get this out before I actually post the vlog, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll get it out. I recorded a vlog with my V20 in my car on the way to work. My first vlog, I had to use the external mic because the iPhone mic is just terrible. Comparing the mic to this mic is excellent. It picks up your voice clear and it seems like it cancels all the noise around you. So this is probably one of the best mics. Now, I don't know if that's Android because my S7 Edge mic is pretty good too because I record a lot of videos from my channel on the S7 Edge, but that mic is good too, but I feel like this mic is crystal clear when you're actually recording a video on this device. So excellent speaker and excellent microphone when it comes to the V20. Next, we're going to get into the quad DAC. Now, I didn't have any personal headphones for myself to test the quad DAC, but one of my buddies at work, he's an audiophile, and he had a pair of Sennheisers. So I said, hey, do you mind if I test the V20 out, pop your headphones in here, and I can toggle the quad DAC on and off to see if it actually makes a difference. So I popped my headphones in his Sennheisers, and man, let me tell you, that quad DAC is official. The quad DAC just heightens the quality of your sound that much. To me, I felt it was a big difference when I turned it on and off. To me, I could hear it immediately. And I'm not an audiophile. I can probably barely tell the difference, but to me, that with the quad DAC toggling on and off, I felt immediate difference. So I really haven't had a lot of time to experiment and play with it, but I maybe played with it for about 5 minutes, and it was just enough for me to say that the quad DAC does make a difference. And then when I went and started listening to music back on my iPhone, you can just see how teeny it is, and it's not, it gives you that rich sound. So the quad DAC is doing it on this V20. So let's go ahead and flip over to the back. Now, the V20, like I said, is rocking, it's the one of its kind. It's not me in its class because it still has, it's a button here on your bottom right of your phone, and it actually has a removable battery. So this actually is metal. Oops. So that is metal, and here is the back of the device. Now, it has a removable battery, and I also have a 256 gigabyte micro SD card in here, and as well as my SIM card slot. So once again, this is probably why the V20 doesn't have any waterproofing, because it does still have a removable back. Now, for you power users, I know you guys love it. If you're a power user and you carry around 3 or 4 batteries and you're just swapping out batteries, this phone is for you. Because if it was me, and if this was my daily driver, I would definitely get a second battery, and I don't have to worry about charging it up. You just swap batteries and just keep charging the batteries up, and that's how you keep your charging port fresh. So if you guys are power users, if you're on your phone nonstop, heavy in the social media game, I would definitely say this phone could be for you, because this is a power user's phone, to the fact that you can still remove the battery, and also you can expand the memory, because it does come with, if I'm not mistaken, 64 gigabytes internal. I could be wrong, but I think it's 64 gigabytes internal. And then also add a 256 gigabyte on top of that. I mean, you have more than enough space to do whatever you need to do. So that's one thing I like about this. I wish a lot of phones would still even if you don't have the removable back, just make it a part of your SIM card, like the S7 Edge, and just make let it still be accessible to people who actually want to use memory cards. Because me personally, on my Android devices, I still like to choose to use a memory card because a lot of these phones are just price gouging and they barely starting off with 32 gigs. And I just don't know why companies at this point, in this day and age, just has 32 gigabytes and then it doesn't have any expandable memory. Now I know it works for your Google Pixel users because Google's giving you the ability to save all your pictures and videos in the cloud for free, but every phone's not like that. So the LG V20, once again, if you're a power user, it does have that removable battery, and I think that movable battery is 3250 milliamp hours. I don't want to pop the battery out and then power up the phone and all that, but great battery life. So let's pop this back on. But this is a very sturdy metal case. I feel like it won't get damaged. I feel it's pretty sturdy. It fits great. I know a lot of reviewers on the pre-release models had issues with it fitting flush, but as you see, I think the final models, there's no issue at all. I mean, it's perfect. It's flush. You can't even feel a lip there. So excellent quality pulling off the removable battery on part of V20. Next, let's get into battery life. Now, the battery life on the V20 has been great. And I'm talking about almost better than my iPhone 7 Plus. And I felt like the iPhone 7 Plus was the king when it came to batteries. But the V20, and I don't know if it's Android Nougat, I don't know if it's the combination of Nougat and Doze, but the standby on this device is excellent. I left it off the charge one day, and I'm not sure if I said this in my first impressions video, but I left it off the charge one day. Overnight, it lost 1%. From 10 o'clock to when I woke up and maybe left at the house to go to work at 7:30, 1%. I was so amazed because no Android in the world that I've ever had standby battery like that. There's no way. If there was Android, it'd be down to 86% or something. It'd be so annoying. But with this device, I've been cranking out consistently 5 hours, 5.5 hours, almost 6 hours of screen on time consistently. And that's not me turning anything off. Like I said in the first impressions video, usually when I get an Android, I'm turning the location, I turn Google history, you alter and do all those battery saving tips that you always are used to, that you're used to doing when running an Android device. I found myself not even touching this device. I took this device straight out the box, loaded my apps up there, and have been using it as is. And I'm still getting consistent 5 hours, 5.5 hours of screen on time. So I feel like that is excellent. And I hope we're finally getting over the horizon to where we don't have to alter much on these Android devices to give them the prolong its battery use. So big thumbs up on the V20. Excellent battery life. I have not found myself running to a charger when it gets towards the end of my workday or when I get home in the evening. I can still power out. And even one day I powered out to half of the next day before charging it, just trying to see how long I could go without having to charge it. But like I said, guys, power user's dream. Great battery life, removable battery, expandable storage. Great option. Next, let's get into the camera. Now, I know I've been telling you guys I was going to try to get out and take some camera shots, but these weekends been so busy for me. I really haven't had a chance to do it. And also the holidays are coming up, so I don't know when I'm actually going to get a camera test. And honestly, I haven't shot a lot of pictures with. I mean, the pictures that I have shot, I went to a track day down here in southern Georgia, and I took a few pictures, but it wasn't, just a one or two snaps of my car and a couple GTRs, my buddy's car that was out there. But other than that, I really haven't went on a snapping, spree or go anywhere where I can actually snap some pictures. So the pictures that I have shot, I will tell you, are pretty decent. I mean, they're pretty okay. To me, I feel like the S7 Edge still, there's something about that Galaxy camera that still keeps me coming back and wanting to take pictures with it. But this does shoot good pictures, and I think it shoots excellent video. Now, I think that's where the strong point is when it comes to this camera, is the video camera. It shoots excellent video, and like I told you guys, the microphone is so sensitive. It picks up voices great, and it mutes out your background noise. Now, another feature that I do like is the wide angle mode on the camera. Now, the wide angle mode, basically, it allows, let's go to the camera here, and I'll give you a quick demonstration. So if you're looking at it here, that's your regular mode. And if you pop it over to wide angle mode, it'll actually pan out. This is just my little rinky-dink shooting setup that I have here. But you see a difference. Single mode, there it is there. Pop in the auto mode, you pop it in wide angle mode, it actually makes it wider. So if you had somewhere where you want to take a picture. I think this is good for if you're on vacation and you're taking scenery. If you're taking a shot, you pop it in wide angle mode, get more in that camera. So excellent camera, I think. You know, pretty decent shutter speed. And once again, guys, if you are a manual camera user, then this phone is for you, because the manual settings are so crazy. And to me, I'm not a picture person, so I have no idea what half of these settings are. But if you are a manual camera person, you can really, you can really do some work when it comes to this camera. You can really probably make the shot as nice as you want to. I'm not a camera person at all. I'm pretty sure when I get this DSLR for my channel, I'm gonna have to learn all this stuff, and I don't mind, because I actually want to, because I want to shoot some great videos. But the manual settings on this device is A1. So if you are a photographer and you know what those settings mean, by all means, this is a great camera for you, because I think you can really tweak your camera to get some excellent shots. So camera is solid. Video camera, excellent. Like I said, excellent speaker when you're actually recording video. Your front-facing camera, I don't think is all that great. The front-facing camera is hit or miss. I'm not a selfie person, so front-facing cameras really doesn't matter to me. But I have played with it, and to me, it's not great. I feel like there are a lot of other phones that are way better when it comes to the front-facing than the V20. I feel like all Androids need to quit beauty face. Stop doing beauty face. I feel like beauty face, even when you turn it off, it's still a little hints of beauty face in there. So I wish they would just stop beauty face altogether, because I still feel like it messes with the picture a little bit. But overall, I don't think the V20 front camera is great, but your back cameras are good. And if you're just out here shooting regular pictures in auto mode, I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. Next, let's get into Android 7.0 and the LG V20's interface. Now, like I said in the previous video, this is maybe, once again, one of the first Android devices that I haven't went into the developer settings and messed with the animation scales. I haven't did any of that. I feel like this is one of the smoothest skinned Android devices that I've ever ran before. Now, I'm talking about skin, I'm talking about TouchWiz on top of Android. I'm talking about LG's interface on top of Android. I'm talking about whatever the manufacturer's skin is on top of Android. That's when I say a skin device. So to me, and I said this on the first impressions video, I feel like this is the closest to stock Androids you're gonna get, without it being a stock Android, of course, like a Pixel. Of course, you're gonna have hints of hiccups, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I haven't had much lag, if any, on this device. And the only time I got lag, I said it in the previous video, is when I'm uploading a bunch of apps. I can't do it now because I'm on airplane mode and I want my notifications to start going off. But when I'm updating a bunch of apps and then I come back into the phone and try to use it, that's when, it could slow down. But for the majority of the time, just clicking around, guys, I mean, this device rolls. I mean, I have no issues at all with this phone. She goes, no lag whatsoever. I feel like this is the closest version, like I said, of stock Android you're gonna get. I mean, usually the first thing that turns me off about phones is no lag. I mean, it's lag. I feel like as soon as I get a phone, I can tell lag is straight out the box. And usually a phone doesn't have lag until you get all your apps loaded up, until you get everything on the phone, and then 2-3 weeks later, it starts to bog down. Like I said, I have all my apps on this phone, and I don't think I'm a person who runs a lot of apps, but all these apps, and it hasn't bogged down once. It hasn't slowed down on me once. So I feel like they finally may have figured out, and LG has really dumbed down, their settings area, their how heavy it is. It just doesn't feel as heavy. The skins just just does not feel as heavy as previous LG devices. Because I said in the previous video, when I had the LG G4, I took that device back not even 24 hours because it was so laggy, and the skin was so heavy, it was just ridiculous. Couldn't take it. But this iteration of the LG interface is excellent. I hope they get, if this is what LG V20 is going to start offering us when it comes to their flagship smartphone, then Samsung and other manufacturers are going to have to watch out, because Samsung needs to step it up. Because right now, I would take this all day, and I mean all day, over almost over my Note 7. I said over my Note 7 because I don't use a stylus that much. I really don't use the SP, and I use it just messing around and scribbling a little mess down when I'm bored or something. But for the most part, I'm not really a big stylus person. I actually probably would have took this over my Note 7 because of the battery life. For me, I wasn't getting hot battery life on the Note 7, but that was me. I've heard friends and everybody telling me that excellent battery life. I wasn't really getting it, but to me, I like this device better than the Note 7. So that's the take on stock Android. I mean, it's on the LG interface over Android. It is running 7.0 Nougat. So I hope Android will keep improving because they have them something here. And this device could easily be my daily for a year. And I feel like it would do the job just fine. You know, I feel like it won't bog down. I feel like it won't slow down. Still some little minor, little hiccups when it comes to, Android itself. Like I don't really like when I'm in the camera's viewfinder in low light and like it's just dropping frames. That really annoys me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me being anal about it, but it annoys the crap out of me. But it's just a couple of minor Android annoyances that bother me, but it has nothing to do with the actual LG interface itself. So LG operating system, A+, as close as stock Android as you're going to get, and that's a big thumbs up for LG. Next, trying to figure out what I need to get into next. Oh man, that may be about it. I really can't think of anything else to say about the device. It is a solid device. Oh, fingerprint scanner, of course. Your fingerprint scanner, excellent fingerprint scanner, super easy to set up, super quick to pop your hand on there and unlock it. Doesn't take any time. Very accurate. Sometimes I find it more accurate than Touch ID because my fingers, like I said, maybe my fingers just produce a lot more moisture than other people, but Touch ID, I find myself getting very annoyed and aggravated and have to like take my finger, wipe it off on my shirt and then try it again and then unlock, or wipe the Touch ID sensor off with my shirt and then try it again. Sometimes it can get very annoying, but so far with this, I've had a lot of success. Unless my fingers are extremely wet or if I'm washing my hands and pick up the phone and do something real quick, I don't really have an issue. But when it's extremely wet, then it'll give you, a little haptic feedback to let you know, hey, it's not your fingerprint sensor didn't take. So to me, I feel like your fingerprint scanner is excellent. A1 takes no time to actually activate. But one annoyance with me with fingerprint scanners and Android is I wish they were included more in their operating system. If you go to Apple, they have tons and tons of apps where you can log in just by Touch ID, and it makes things so much easier. I probably only had one app, maybe PayPal, that let me use my fingerprint scanner. Now I do know all the different type of Android devices and them having to bake it into their OS and the manufacturers. I understand that it's not as uniform as iOS, but I really wish that Android will take use of their fingerprint scanner to where you can use in the apps just to log on, your banking apps, your PayPal, your social media, or whatever it may be. Pop a fingerprint scanner in there so you can use it. You really can't even take advantage of this fingerprint scanner besides locking and unlocking your phone. I mean, I wish Android really would get on that wave to where they can use the fingerprint scanner on, multiple devices. So fingerprint scanner though is great. Overall, A1, have no issues with it. So overall, guys, the LG V20 is an excellent choice, especially for all you guys out there that had the Note 7. Always got to say it, rest in peace, Note 7. For all you guys that have had the Note 7 and are still maybe hanging on to those and looking for another device to get, please look no further. I think the V20 will give you everything you need. I know a lot of my friends went and got the S7 Edge and they're not satisfied. Everybody I know who had the Note 7 and went to the V20, love it. So if you're a power user, and most of Note 7 people are power users, yeah, you don't have the stylus, I understand, but your battery life, I feel like your Android experience, way more smoother than TouchWiz. Your removable battery. Some things, if you're a power user, you'll feel at home, I think, when it comes to the LG V20. You might lose a hit when it comes to that camera quality, but overall, and the build quality. I'm not taking anything from this build quality, but I myself like a unibody design, all in one with no removable back. So your build quality and your camera life, and your camera may take a little hit, but I think this will serve you justice until maybe your S8 comes out, or if Samsung choose to redeem themselves and come out with a Note 8 or whatever they're going to call it. I think this LG V20 will serve its purpose. Now, my future with the LG V20 is a little shaky. I'm actually thinking about taking it back because it really, after saying all those positives, I really want a Google Pixel, and I really just can't keep all these devices. I have to sell some to get others. So I don't know if my LG V20 is going to stay in my rotation because I really want to get my hands on a Google Pixel XL, where I will keep. I'm not going to be taking that back or selling it. I want a Google Pixel XL, and I actually would prefer a Google Pixel XL over the LG V20 in my cases, because I love a stock Android feel. I'm a kind of plain and simple person. That's why I like iOS so much. But great device. I will keep you guys updated on the channel. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I may set it on Swapper. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't quite know. But taking anything from it, the LG V20 is an excellent device. If you're a power user, if you're an audiophile, I mean, this is a powerhouse device. I mean, the processor is fast. Everything is cool about this device. So this is, like I said, a powerhouse device. And all you guys that are coming from the Note 7, if you do want a nice alternative to that, then be my guest and get the LG V20. And also, if you are buying the LG V20, I'm not sure how long the promotion is going on. It may be up by now, but you do get the B&O headphones for free. So you go in there, register it, get the B&O headphones. Now, I've just been accepted for it, but I haven't actually got the shipping confirmation. What I think LG is actually doing is waiting until your return period is over so you don't try to get the headphones and then sell them and then you don't have the phone anymore, which is pretty smart because I know a lot of people got over on Samsung when they were doing the 256 memory card option. A lot of people. But I think the V20 is an excellent device. Like I said, I know I'm probably saying it over and over, but it is a solid Android device, guys. And if you have any doubts in your mind, if you have any questions about the device, please comment below. Please jump on the discussion board. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I can answer any questions regarding the V20. But once again, guys, this is Technically T. We have just ran over the LG V20. Stay tuned to the channel for more updates. You know, I was going to get into a bunch of case reviews, but like I said, I didn't know how far, long I was going to keep the phone. So I noticed this review got a little bit long, but if you guys are listening in your car, pop it on your car, just listen to it. But I really don't want to try and make my reviews this long, but I kind of want to go as in depth as I can. And maybe next part of reviews, I'm going to start writing it down because I feel like I'm missing points. I'm kind of shaky on these phone reviews talking about it because I feel like I'm missing something. But if I miss something and you guys want to know about it, like I said, guys, please drop down in that comments section below. And as always, give it a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And I will catch you on the next video later.